You always thought the dark was the worst part. You were wrong. Darkness hides. Light reveals. But what if the light reveals something that should not exist in 3 dimensions? You have heard the same expression since childhood. Monsters under the bed, shapes in the closet, all of it hidden in shadow. Comforting, in a way, because darkness means concealment, and concealment means there is something to hide. The real horror is not what hides. It is what stands in plain sight. The corridor ahead of you is lit. Every bulb burns white and steady. Every corner is visible. Every surface can be touched and named. And that is exactly the problem. Something in that corridor occupies space incorrectly. It casts a shadow that falls in 2 directions at once. Your optic nerve registers the impossibility before your conscious mind can look away. This is 0 day. You do not get to prepare. Not a warning, not a teaser. The membrane tore 6 minutes ago while you were checking your phone. You do not get to look away. The light shows everything. That is what makes it unbearable. The corridor folds, not the walls, the angles between them. You have walked this hallway 1,000 times. The carpet is the same beige. The doors are numbered the same. But where the east wall meets the north wall, the corner is wrong. Not 90 degrees. Not any degree your visual cortex can process without throwing an error. Your vestibular system fires conflicting signals. The otolith organs in your inner ear, structures 500 million years old, older than vertebrae themselves, transmit a signal your brainstem interprets as poison. Your balance receptors shriek along the vestibular hippocampal pathway. Your fingers find the wall for support. The wall is flat. The corner is not. Both statements are true. Neither is survivable. Your stomach clenches. The wrongness has reached your gut before your mind can form a question. You reach the stairwell. 13 steps. You have counted them every morning for 3 years. This time you count 17. You count again. 21. The steps are solid oak. Each riser is uniform. Your foot lands where it should. But the staircase does not end. It ascends, linear and true, yet returns you to the same landing. Your brain evolved for Euclidean space. Euclid was a survival manual, not a universal law. Your hippocampus fires grid cells into a topology that does not exist. There is no map. There is no up. The parabrachial nucleus fires in protest against the contradiction. The area postrema triggers the vomiting center. Bile rises in your throat, not disgust, but a brainstem-level rejection of spatial contradiction. Cold sweat beads on your palms. Your ancestors never needed to evolve a response to this. The geometry does not permit your brain's survival. Each step you take maps to nowhere. Each breath draws from a dimension you cannot name. The stairs dissolve, not into darkness, into something that refuses to be absence. The landing solidifies beneath your feet, but the floor is no longer participating in floorness. Heidegger called it angst, not of something, but of everything. Dread with no object. Sartre described it in nausea, when existence peels away essence, and you are left with the raw, unbearable fact of is. The floor supports your weight while denying the category of ground. It is stone, it is beneath you. Yet the ontological relation has been severed. A light fixture protrudes from what was a wall. It is not a lamp. It is something you spent 30 years of your life misidentifying as a lamp. The shape is identical. The category has dissolved. Your fusiform gyrus fires without resolution, recognition without classification, like seeing a face you have never seen before in a mirror that is definitely your own. The object stares back, stripped of all the equipmentality you projected onto it. Gravity tilts, the ceiling becomes a wall, then a floor, then a direction that has no name. Your inner ear floods the vestibular nuclei with contradictory motion signals. Your calf muscles spasm as your body attempts to find a posture that no longer exists. 2 options present themselves. Close your eyes and sprint on muscle memory. Let your body navigate a space it learned in a geometry that no longer applies, or keep them open. Let your visual cortex process every impossible angle, every betrayal of Euclid, every frame of reality that contradicts the last. The first option leads into what may be an infinite fall disguised as a hallway. The second leads into a brain that may liquefy under the input. The corridor folds again. A sound comes from everywhere and behind you at once. It is not a growl. It is not breathing. It is the acoustic signature of space-tearing. Choose. You made your choice. You got out. The door takes skin from your knuckles as you stumble through. You expect sirens, screams, the normal noise of catastrophe. Instead, a silence that devours sound itself. Even your footsteps lose their echo. The city dissolves, not into rubble, into absence. The building across the street is halfway gone. Its upper floors did not collapse, they simply never were. Steel, glass, concrete, erased like pencil lines under rubber. No debris falls, no dust rises. Where the structure stood, a blank your optic nerve refuses to register. Your visual cortex feeds you static. A bus at the corner flickers. It loses dimension, becomes outline, becomes null. The dissolution moves with intent, selective, methodical. The stop sign remains. The pavement remains. But the structures built by hands, the order imposed on chaos, those are being undone. This is not destruction. This is correction. The universe has found an error. It is editing. In 1944, Schrödinger asked, "What is life?" The answer, life feeds on negative entropy, negentropy. You are a localized rebellion against the second law of thermodynamics, a low-entropy island in a high-entropy ocean, and entropy always wins. Life did not evolve to thrive. Life evolved to postpone defeat. S equals KB ln omega. Boltzmann's formula carved into reality. Entropy is the only arrow of time, the only law that distinguishes past from future, and it is hungry. You are the virus, and the universe has an immune system. A bubble of true vacuum expanding at light speed. Coleman and DeLucia, 1980. Everything it touches rewritten. Laws of physics rewritten. Chemistry written. You unwritten. The bubble wall is a white blood cell scaled to cosmic proportions. It does not hate you. It does not perceive you. It corrects. The immune response has activated. The city around you is not being destroyed. It is being healed. The wound of your existence, sterilized. The bus, the building, the street, all return to true vacuum, where no anomaly survives. The blank spreads behind you, beside you, closing in, a door, steel, frost-rimed. An industrial cold storage unit, half buried in what used to be an alley. You wrench the handle. The seal breaks. Inside absolute zero, 0 Kelvin, minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, where molecular motion ceases, where entropy reaches minimum, where you stop being a virus by stopping being alive enough to register. The paradox calcifies in your throat. To survive, you must approach death. The universe hunts for heat, for motion, for the signature of negentropy consumption. At absolute zero, there is no signature. You become a perfect crystal, ordered, silent, thermodynamically invisible. You step inside. The cold hits like needles. Peripheral vasoconstriction slams your capillaries shut. Blood retreats from fingers, toes, skin, racing to protect the core. Your teeth chatter. The mandible loses its governor. Muscles spasming in a rhythm you cannot stop. Darkness. Complete. Your optic nerve receives nothing. No reference. No horizon. The cold strips sensation to its bones. Your core temperature drops. 1 degree, 2. Cognitive processing slows. Thoughts become viscous, moving through syrup. Then infrasound. Frequencies below 20 Hz. Your ears do not hear it. Your cochlea has no receptor for this. But your vestibular system, the ancient labyrinth governing balance, screams. The frequency bypasses audition entirely. It strikes the saccule, the utricle, the semicircular canals. Up and down dissolve. The floor seems to tilt. Your proprioception fractures. You grip your own arms to confirm you still occupy space. Your fingertips purple, peripheral cyanosis. The capillaries have surrendered. Consciousness flickers like a failing bulb, but you are still alive. Alive enough to feel vibration through the steel door, the blank washing over the world outside. The bubble wall passing, and beyond it, something larger. Something that will need more than cold to hide from. Level 3 is coming. The steel door scrapes open. Your fingers, still blue at the tips, find a maintenance ladder. You climb. The flood has claimed the lower streets. Water laps at third-floor windows. You climb until the ladder ends at a rooftop. Hatch the wind has torn loose. The city has changed. Buildings end in clean geometry, not destroyed, but unmade. Upper floors simply absent, erased like charcoal under a thumb. Something pulls your chin upward. The sky waits there. The sky is not sky. Clouds dissolve, cotton against a furnace, revealing what was behind them. An eye, a single eye filling the horizon. Its iris grinding like tectonic plates at a continental pace. The pupil alone could swallow the country you were born in. It digests light. Photons fall in and never climb out. Veined structures the size of mountain ranges pulse, with a rhythm too slow for a heartbeat, too vast for anything alive. Your amygdala hijacks before thought forms. Freeze response. Otto called it the mysterium tremendum, the mystery that crushes all human category. Your brain has 86 billion neurons. None evolved for this. Cortisol floods your blood. The diaphragm locks. Your knees fold against gravel, the only solid thing in a universe made of looking. The creature feeling, submerged in your own nothingness. A cell praying to a body it cannot comprehend. The sky around the eye peels. Not clouds, the blue itself. It flakes like old paint. And behind it, not stars. Not space. Something wearing the color blue like a mask it tired of holding. Bubble universe theory, eternal inflation. Our universe is one bubble among infinite others, each with different laws, different constants, different geometries. But what if our bubble is broken? What if the membrane was always permeable? What if the speed of light, the mass of the electron, were only local rules, valid in the room we huddled in, while the house around us rotted? They were always there, on the other side of a cracked eggshell. The shell is not breaking. It was already broken. You just learned to see the cracks. You did not open a door. You realized the wall was never there. The iris rotates, slow. A grinding of continent upon continent. You feel the pressure of attention, the way a microscope's light finds a smear on glass. It is looking at you. Sartre wrote about le regard, the look. When another consciousness regards you, you become an object in their world. But what if the other looks through you? The eye tracks your coordinates. The pupil narrows, not in recognition, but in the reflex of passing over terrain too flat to register. Hatred would be a gift. Hatred acknowledges you exist enough to be hated. This is indifference. Indifference is the true face of the infinite. You are dead skin shed without knowing, falling through space too small to measure. The eye turns away. Its gaze slides across the planet's curve to find something worthy of attention. Your diaphragm unlocks. Air rushes in, burning. You gasp. You are safe. This is the lie your body tells. You look down. The streets no longer lead where they should. The angles have shifted through rearrangement, as if the map has been held. Spaces between buildings bend photons around themselves like water around a stone. Tentacles, not of flesh, but of dimensional crease, have enclosed the city. They were there while you looked up. They have always been there. There was never a way out. Level 4 begins where your mind ends. Your lungs burn. The air near the entity carries wrongness, oxygen stripped, replaced by radiation that crosses your alveolar membranes like cold static. Neurons misfire in your visual cortex. Impossible input floods the system, angles that contradict their own measurement. Surfaces folding into topologies your retina never evolved to parse. Cognitive dissonance at cosmic scale. Two incompatible realities occupy the same consciousness. Your dorsal vagal nerve, the ancient emergency brake, triggers shutdown. Played dead, the last resort of a nervous system out of options. Your heart rate plummets, blood pools in your core, darkness creeps at the edges of your optic field. But before the shutdown completes, a memory surfaces. You were 6, maybe 7. You found an anthill in the garden. Millions of lives. Entire civilizations with their own wars, their own art, their own gods, erased under a rubber sole. You did not hate the ants. You did not even see them. You did not look back. To the ant, you were the great old one, unthinkably massive, moving in dimensions it could not comprehend, destroying without malice, without intention, without even noticing. Cosmic horror is not alien. It is reciprocal. The pressure crushing your sternum right now is the same pressure that has always existed. You simply changed sides. You learned to perceive the boot. The ant never does. The scale of the universe is a relative oppression. You were never the protagonist. You were never even the witness. You were the ant, finally understanding what a boot is. The revelation does not arrive as thought. It arrives as weight. Your skeleton seems too heavy for your muscles. Gravity is not pulling you down. Understanding is. Tunnel vision closes in. Your heart stutters, bradycardia, 60 beats, 50-40. On the concrete at your feet, a syringe. Clear fluid inside, unknown. But your hand knows what your mind cannot yet articulate. Inject. Stay conscious. See more. Or let go. Let the geometry above fold you into its pattern. Two paths. One needle. Shadows converge. Not darkness. Something older, an absence that predates light itself. Your back finds concrete, cold and final. You understand with dying clarity that there is no behind you anymore. Only this wall between your flesh and the geometry that swallowed your city. The mathematics you trusted, the physics you worshipped, tools for predicting billiard balls on a table that no longer exists. A story your species told itself in the dark. E equals mc squared. F equals ma. Beautiful equations, beautiful and wrong. The universe does not run on math. Math was a lullaby. The lullaby is over. Fermi asked, where is everybody? With 10 billion stars, with trillions of worlds where chemistry could dream, the silence is deafening. The cosmic suicide hypothesis answers. They learned the truth. Every civilization that reached this point, they saw what you see now, and they chose silence. Hansen's great filter. The silence is not an accident. It is a choice. Every intelligent species, at some threshold, stands where you stand. They all choose to stop transmitting, to stop building, to stop building. Stanislaw Lem wrote, we were never alone. We were the last to understand why everyone else went quiet. The silence of the cosmos is not empty. It is full of every civilization that made the same choice you are about to make. The static between stars is the sound of billions of species, each choosing the same door. Two options, no third path. Option A, you scream. Your vocal cords shred. Blood and phlegm spray from your larynx. Your fists beat against concrete until the metacarpals fracture. You become the madman in the ruins. Eyes empty, mouth moving, speaking truths no one will ever hear. The universe does not punish you. It does not even notice. Option B, your hand finds the button, the switch, the cord, whatever lets you choose. The silence of the wise, the only response to the void that does not multiply suffering. You press, you choose, you embrace absolute silence. Two doors, one leads to madness, one leads to silence. This is your final choice. What do you do?